We're quite aware of the state of Infinite right now, and just seeing all you guys show up in the Discord for the community meeting is great. We appreciate that you guys care about the community and you want to see it do good. We hope that everything we talk about and this meeting you'll get excited for and find a reason to stick around. All right, so let's start off. Obviously, look, Infinite had a great run, going all the way back to Unity, but over time, due to poor decision making from management and staff, exploits, buggy releases, staff issues, the toxicity in our staff team, and development delays, we've created a bad reputation in the 5M community. We can't go back, we can't change anything. All we can do now is move forward. With this being said, our staff team has being completely redone. Some will remain on the staff team. Some might be demoted, but majority of them will not be returning as we are working on new things. Gang staff will not be returning role in the future as well. And with all these changes that we're going to be making to the staff team, we hope that we can bring on new members to help us out. Regarding roles and decisions, we've also decided that we are removing Kingy from management. He will not be making any server decisions moving forward. He's going to be focusing on what he's good at, and that's developing. Roscoe, if you want to go to the next part.
Yeah. So when it comes to like civilian life and Infinite, like it was pretty much cops and robbers at the end, especially. Civilian life and Infinite Unity has just been less than satisfactory. Is what been written down, but like it was pretty much non-existent. Even. We determined to make a change. Like on our new server, it's been the main focus to get activities in first. Like make sure that you go in and have fun without knowing necessarily a lot of people, without having a big group, without being part of a gang. Just being to fly in and literally have fun. So with the new server, we will be introducing new exciting activities. We'll be introducing more group jobs, and a complete overhaul of like all the existing jobs. Um, our goal is to create a dynamic, more engaging environment where civilians can thrive and enjoy their time on the server instead of it all feeling like a chore. So activity wise, just to give you a little grasp, like we'll have bowling, the roller coaster on the pier, you can go in there, like the Ferris wheel, you can go in. There will be a drop coaster, a vertical drop coaster. You could the claw machines, the baseball games, darts. There will be like a little arcade going on there. Target shooting, whack a mole. There's a mini golf, tennis, um, pool. Um, I know who's typing, but you're in front of my text. Okay, a fortune teller will be available. Bumper cards, go karting, windsurfing, just stuff to do. Like not a reason to fly in. Like I might as well do a store. Now you can just go to the pier, have fun. Obviously the Grim side has not been forgotten. I think Mikey's gonna talk about that a bit more.
Yeah, so moving forward on every new thing that we are kind of developing, Kingy obviously is taking the lead role on everything as far as developing, but when it comes to civilian side, that's his main focus right now. I'm going to be handling a lot of the crim side. We're completely wiping everything as you know it. Obtaining guns, robberies, drug mechanic, heists, everything's new. New MLOs, new locations, new robberies, new ways to sell drugs, everything. We're completely redoing it all. We want it to be refreshing. I think obviously, with the time I spent playing on Infinite, I was very involved in the crim side of things, and I have a good grasp on it. We want to stray away from the kind of linear progression system that we've always, known everything as, and move it into more of a diverse way to obtain things, do robberies, sell drugs, all the above.
Right. Another big thing that we want to address as well in this meeting. We know that a massive frustration for a lot of players have been vehicles, donor vehicles especially. It's gotten like it started out as a nice little way to help out the server. There was like a handful of donator vehicles in the server. It ended up being if you didn't spend actual money, you probably wasn't driving a nice car. Um, it's not something we want to have return ever. It was dumb. It was also against everything we ever kind of wanted. Like we never wanted to have a server like that. So going forward, we will not be returning with like donor vehicles. Donor vehicles will not be a thing in the new server. People who did donate will find a way to make it up to you. We will. There will be other donator perks that will not be, something that be taking away from other people, but more, add to you without being powerful or whatever. So there will be a compensation. But donor vehicles in general in the new server, you just if you have the means in character, you'll be able to get it. There will not be any out of character restrictions for it. Like it's done. Not returning.
That's what
Uh,
we're
Sorry.
touching on with the Roscoe. Yeah, you know, it's something that we kind of all agreed on collectively. Yes, don't get me wrong, the server costs money to run, but in our personal opinion, it's not a cash grab to us guys. You know, we do this out of, you know, something that we like to do, providing a platform for you guys as our community, and we don't care. We don't want your money, and we think it's the best way to go about it. You're good. Go ahead, Vasco. Just want to throw that
All
in
right.
there.
Another thing that's been a lot of frustration. This is something we heard a lot from gangs. It was there was the police fleet. Um, Obviously the police fleet got kind of extravagant at times. It's good to have variety for police. It's but there also, while having variety, there also needs to be some form of uniformity. Um, the PD fleet was too excessive on the upskill end of things. So going forward, we'll also make sure that the PD vehicles will remain in realism, and not any more of like realism around the world, but mainly focused on realism within America. Obviously, there might be a general exception to everything, but like it's something that we'll think about um, before we do it. We will not be seeing another G wagon, for example. Besides that, we'll be having obviously a new name. We're going to have new branding. It's going to be an entirely a new server, new staff team. Obviously, some developers will most likely remain because that's what we need. Um, and that also comes with a lot of new features. New features we need to get feedback on, and we need to test. Obviously, right now we have a small group of people within the community that we kind of handpicked in a way that we would have pretty much everyone from we pretty much would have every walk of life within the server in the community in that little group. We will look to get that extended into more people over time. But for now, we kind of need to have a small group for getting like really focused feedback. Um, when we start making like more bigger server decisions as a whole as well, then we start inviting more people. And if you're like interested in all that, you can always like my DMs are open. Um, so, but those people will also be very much involved with the bug testing. And even before we uh, start working on something, we'd have already talked about it with them as well. Besides that, we'll be bringing up a weekly update starting next week. Starting next week, I think. Mikey, correct me if I'm wrong. Next
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah. Next week, every Friday.
Yeah. So next Friday we'll start.
Actually, we can push some teasers today. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
push some teasers today.
All right. So every Friday we'll post some teasers until release. Something to look forward to. Something small to get hyped over, obviously. Um, and like at release we'll also have a little surprise there. And yeah, besides that, the plan right now is to shut Infinite down while we work on it, so we can really focus on the developing and not, seeing all the stuff in game still happening. Um, and that's actually the first real question to everyone here. Like, would you like to have the server remain up so we can do like a closing event of Infinite 2.0, or like people want to, drive their cars for just a little bit longer or whatever? Or is it something that you're like that most people are like, yeah, we'll see each other again in the new server, because that's also valid. And if you want an event, like please come with suggestions, because a purge event, 24-hour purge. All right. Yeah, so I see a lot of people just saying event, so we'll probably do an event then. Um, I'm to not take away from the new server, it will just be an event with the assets that we currently have. It will not have like any development in it, right? So it will be very much a community event. Um, but if you have suggestions, just leave it in there as well. Like neighboring country, that's pretty much what we did last time, wasn't it? Uh, so Sebastian, um, the way it was handled in Infinite is not something we want to see again. Stuff, some stuff should be limited, but this wasn't the way to limit it. I'm not sure if we already do know the right way to do it, but it's definitely something that once we get to that part of development, then it's definitely something that we'll get feedback for as well. It's a good question. So, Stanley, the way it will work is we're going to launch pretty much just a new server, right? It will be the same Discord, but we're going to rebrand it. The server will be completely new. We're going to change as much as we can change and add as much as we can add in the period of time that we kind of have in our heads. Um, and you will just we kind of expect people to treat it like a new server. So like if you go with your friends to a new server, you would probably already know each other, right? When you join that server for the first time, that's kind of what we expect you to, also do in this server. Like it's not that you have to forget everyone. Just remember all the people around you, and if you when in doubt, just ask like, "Do I know you?" And people will help you out in roleplay if they want you to remember them or not. Businesses will definitely be looked at when it comes to a lot of businesses will go, a lot of new businesses will be created. It's also something that will be part of the thesis. When we get businesses done, we will have open spots. So there will be application forms for it where you can just like make a out of character business proposal pretty much to say like I'm the person for the job. I want to run this business.
Hopping here in some of these.
Yep.
Racing laptops and boosting. So we've kind of been picking around some ideas regarding laptops with boosting, racing, a bunch of different features for actual physical laptop item. I think King did a great job on the boosting UI. I know we had a few issues with certain things with people, saying that cops shouldn't get called and trackers and things like that. So we'll probably revisit the whole boosting concept. But I think it is something that we talked about and we want to do with merging everything into kind of one general tablet or laptop, whatever we decide. Remaking characters, yes, you will have to remake your characters. Will we have LSPD or what PD? Um, I think that we were fine having multiple departments. I don't really see a huge issue with it. I know it's something that we discussed recently, a few days ago. A few people on the staff team. We want to keep sheriffs. We want to keep LSPD. We want to keep departments, so people can have variety. I think it's a big thing, and I don't really see an issue with it. Um, Obviously, as things start off, we'll kind of have to go from there. But don't see an issue with having multiple departments. Um, you
You
want
want to
to add
talk
in on that,
about
Rascal?
the building? Yeah, for the departments. So the departments itself, like every department is going to start in one building, and obviously when if they can in character prove to whoever the mayor will be, that they will need funding and that it will be beneficial for the state as a whole to get funding for like a police department that they have somewhere else, then that's obviously something they can explore and build upon. So like it's not something that's already going to be completely fleshed out and everything from the get-go. Like it's something that is going to be built out in character as well. So that's going to be like an extra additional storyline that PD can follow.
Throw this out here as well. Yeah, Little Soul PD is not a thing anymore. That is it is not a place anymore. Um, Started training for a job like EMS. You have to go through the hiring process all over again. Yes, you will. Obviously, with the new character, we're not gonna keep everything the same. That goes for any type of department, any type of business. It'll all be refreshing and new. PD wipe. Yeah, so like I said, with the new server, we're gonna have to completely do a PD wipe, EMS wipe, business wipe, everything. Everything's gonna be fresh, and it's gonna require you to go through the ranks again, unfortunately. But that's how we're gonna have to do it.
And obviously, in the beginning, the ranks might be going a bit further to get the command structure back in, like in
Yeah,
order, right? But it
because
should
you
be
will need
done.
command, of course.
Yeah, but like it should be done by merit and not by, oh yeah, but I know you from Infinite, right? That's
Right.
that's a big difference, obviously.
What organization still be the same, but we have to build all over again. Like Revenants is like stay a thing, or we have to build up again. Again, uh, new server, new things, right? If you want to recreate the Revenants, you're more than welcome to. You want to bring your gang back? That's fully fine. You can go about doing that. Obviously, it has to be done in city. Any ETA of when this new server will be up? Look, one of the things that I always said is we hate dropping dates, but I can promise you we are working countless hours every day. I mean, I think a lot of people that are working on our input team or that have just been around or I've been talking to can vouch for all of us and say that we are really putting in the hours every day. Um, can't give you a exact date on the head right now.
And when it comes to the mayor, like obviously, like it's kind of weird if we're going to give Mikey now mayor in a new server since it's not Infinite anymore. But I don't think anyone in the team is against having the mayoral election actually going in like the first 2 weeks of launch. Like obviously, we need the first 2 weeks to kind of see the like if we don't want there to be any bugs, but we need to monitor it, right? And a lot of time goes into that. But like when it quiets down a bit and we have that time to get it all organized, then 100%.
45 people able to gain XP from boosting, and you'll see a lot more interest. Again, boosting is something that we talked about. Uh, UI functionality of how it works, I guess you could say. Not really with the coding because everything works correctly, but with little suggestions like that, like you're talking about, with more people able to get XP, or the XP system with how it was rather large to progress to the next rank. Yeah, we're looking at it definitely. This is all something we're kind of doing. Like I said, Kingy's focusing on the civilian side of things, while I'm going to be focusing on the criminal side of things, and it's all things we're kind of doing in order, right? We're really working on things and then bug testing them, and then letting people bug test them for us, making sure they're good, and then pushing them out, right? We're not just making them, making sure that it works and pushing it. We're actually bug testing to make sure that we don't run into issues down the line. So everything will kind of just be worked on as we finish it and make sure that it's fully bug tested.
Yeah. Oh, and Molen, for your business thing, so there's a lot of businesses that either get like completely rebranded, new MLO, new name, new everything. There's a lot of businesses that are going, and there's a lot of new businesses coming. And I don't right now have an exact overview of everything that's been happening the last weeks because like there's been multiple people working on everything. If you could make a ticket, we'll look into what's exactly going on with like your fight club and see. Because like obviously we want to have an activity based server, and the fight club does fit into that. So we'll see how we can work that out. Harvey, the whitelist. That's a good question. It's something we haven't uh decided yet. It's something we have been discussing, but like there's pros and cons. Obviously, the cons are obvious with like shitters, fly-ins, modders, cheaters, and it, like that's just why you can't, if you don't have a whitelist. That's why you're not gonna have. But like if you don't have a whitelist, then if you do have a whitelist, there's obviously a higher barrier of entry for new people. So it's definitely difficult. I think we did it nicely this time around with like having it only for 8 hours a day, like the peak tsunami, but it also resulted in what we saw as that being the only real restart that people thought was worthwhile to fly in for. and that's also not the mentality that we kind of want to create. So there's a lot of pros and cons that we have to weigh out. We'll definitely be asking for feedback on that as well, um, because I don't think we know the answer right now.
I think 2.0 fucked everything because so much was promised. We got the same server with even less stuff and a hard economy. Um, can't really give too much input on 2.0 and the fact that I wasn't, in the position I am now. I can say, look, uh, over the last few months, I've been fucking doing my best to learn a lot of things that Callum and Rascal have been teaching me, and I think I've done a good job with that, and I'm able to take a lot of things off Callum's hands. And you got to understand when it's one person that's having anything to do with Lua, which is basically every single script, every interaction you have, it's a lot, right? It's a lot to put on one person, and I think now that we're able to split a lot of that stuff, and I can help him with a lot more things, it'll definitely go a lot better. I think Callum, if you want to unmute and vouch for my deving skills,
Yeah, really good, Mikey.
thank you, I appreciate it, thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, Chat CPT has been putting a lot of weight here lately. Anyway, um, now Mikey actually learned a lot lately. That's no cap. Like,
Well, the thing is, right? Everybody always puts a lot of things on Callum. You gotta understand, it's one individual doing everything. Everything. It's a lot. It's a lot of shit to do, right? And when you put a timeline on things, and you expect not to throw this at you, Callum, but when you expect an 18-year-old kid that goes to school and has a life outside of this, it's hard for one person to meet to meet timelines that we put, which is why we don't put timelines on anything anymore. So yeah, and he lost his bike. That's true. It's true. Sad day. Sad day. Um, Other than that, guys, look, we're really, like I said, we're putting in countless hours every day, working on new features, a lot of QOL things, right? So one thing that we're doing now when we're developing a script is we're not bypassing anything for a quick way, right? Yes, we can do A and B and it equals C, right? But we're making everything actually be how we want it to be off rip, right? We're not going to push something and say, well, we could have done this, but whatever works, right? We're going to check every box and make sure it works correctly and make sure it's how we want it and make sure that it actually has quality of life improvements before it even gets released.
to also answer Reginald's question, like we never obviously intended to have a server that wasn't for the long haul. Um, but the, we just had that reputation with Infinite that also made sure that like new people really didn't wanna try it anymore. And obviously when then existing people go away, then that's it's pretty much the end. And at that point, you have to make a decision to either have 0 people in the server every day, like or peak 3, or pivot to a new server, or just stop altogether. And I don't think we're done. We're not ready to give up. Um, but obviously, under this name, there's no real future anymore. We do need that new name.
Um, yeah, we're not gonna definitely not gonna do one tap headshots. Will never be a thing. Damage modifiers, first person in cars, all these things are in discussion. Um, and we'll make that decision down the line. We'll leave the community meeting open for a little bit. Get some questions. Continue with that. If anybody has any questions, post them on in.
So Delilah, just to comment on the fire Adler from the police force in the new server, he's not even hired yet, so can't fire him either. I mean, you say that now, but we have police on horses in the Netherlands. Isn't that a thing in the US?
It is. It is.
Okay.
different areas. It is.
Uh,
It's not a thing you see every day, but yeah.
we only have it like to control big crowds.
Yeah.
Oh,
They,
by the way, Mikey, we never dropped the name of the new server.
oh, yeah, we didn't.
That's kind of your job as
I
the
think we drop it
owner.
in the teaser. I think we drop it in the teaser.
Drop it in the teaser, and then okay.
I think we
All
drop it
right.
in the teaser.
Yeah, yeah. Guess it. Yeah.
I think we drop it in the teaser. I saw someone talk about skateboards. King, you want to talk about the skateboards?
No, I definitely don't. I'm not doing skateboards.
They're just not with the way 5M GTA mechanics are. It's just not. It's yes, they work, but they look. I don't know the word for it. They don't. They don't look right.
One, it's jank. They look very desynchy, and two, it's extremely heavy on your client. So,
Will and
my
I have
personal
been looking
opinion,
at
not worth
scooters
it.
though. Will and I have been looking
So,
at like scooters, like
it's the
you know.
same principle.
Is it okay?
Still does the exact same thing. It's not worth the heaviness.
Shame. We're not changing into the red MRP server. Over.
It's actually a Rust RP server now.
No, no. I showed Red M to Kieran, and I showed him how hunting works, and like he doesn't want to develop for it. It's too realistic for him. He doesn't have the stomach to see all that blood.
I don't want to see that much blood, bro. It's fucking disgusting.
Uh,
All right. So when it comes to the event, the do we want to set a date already? Do we like do we want to do it this weekend, or do we want to do it like next weekend? Like I don't mind. Like maybe people in the community obviously have preference, because it's obviously if you say like it's tomorrow, it's a bit late. Could do it next week, but it depends on what everyone wants.
I mean, realistically, we could do it this Sunday, or we can do it next week. Either or.
This Sunday is difficult, mate. Like it's the
All right,
Miami
let's do next
GP.
weekend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big Formula One. Jeez.
Tactical bike removal. Yeah. Stay away from the showers though. Actually, it's your fault we don't have videos to begin with.
Salad for that question. Look, man, no one's forcing you to pick any server to play anywhere. It's your decision at the end of the day, right? All we can tell you is what we're doing, what we're attempting to do, what we're trying to do, and that's about it. If you want to play on the server, feel free. We're aware, obviously, our population's at zero. We have people playing on different servers, right? You can do whatever you want. We're not here to, control you guys, obviously. But we're working hard, man. That's all I can say. We're working hard on new futures. We're taking all the input that everybody's given us, and we're putting work in towards it. So when it's released, if you want to come play it and you like it, stick around. If not, that's your decision. Um, that's one thing I can say, right? Everybody always comes to us, well, oh, this server has this and this server has that, but it's so not optimized, right? A lot of things that you see on servers, and like I said, with the input team that we have right now, they're playing on different servers, and that's perfectly fine. And a lot of the ideas, right? You know, if you look at anything in life, right? Just because someone has a good idea doesn't mean you can't say that idea and say, hey, well, that's a good idea, we should do it too, right?
Or change it up a bit,
Yeah, obviously
Make it
changed our
our own.
liking
Yeah.
and everything, but at the end of the day, it's an idea, same concept, right? Um, Optimizing it is something that Kingy is very good at, and that's why the server runs how it runs. Um, so how's that?
And to answer your
Everything we're doing has optimization, right? As much as we would as much as we would love to just drop everything in and have a million futures and have all the MLOs in the world, it's just not possible. So it's one thing that we work on, optimization.
so with the sales pitch, so like obviously, like since the community started, like we community meeting starting, we told our plans. Obviously, there's a big change as well, like in our philosophy when it comes to like developing for the server our focus line and like the plans we have, and the fact that we starting from scratch pretty much gives us a lot of freedom to do whatever, like do a lot of new things all at once. um as we're getting closer to launch, we can go more into detail, but the last thing we want to do now is like promise something that might not make it in the final version. Someone might be excited for it, log in, and be disappointed. So I do think like the right now it's not the great time for the sales pitch, but as we get closer to launch, like there definitely will be more stuff to get you hyped up to actually want to log into the server. We're just not there yet. And obviously, Vlad, the aim is to have the server already like full of features when we launch. Obviously, we will add more stuff as we go, and like some heists might be locked for like the first weeks to launch everything a bit like in stages, but it will not be as dire as it was in Infinite. Definitely not.
All right, Roscoe, comment that you would add. My lead dev over here. Anything that you see, you want to give input on?
I mean, to be honest with you, everything's already been said. I mean, regarding like Civ stuff, we had absolutely zero things to do Civ wise. I know it's already been said, but the main thing for me is obviously Mikey's already said we're going to be focusing on. Well, I'm going to be focusing on Civ stuff. That entails obviously group jobs, making the current jobs obviously, if we're going to keep them, making them more immersive and interactive. Because right now most of them just press E. Um, it's not really enjoyable. There's nothing really unique or fun about them. I mean, the fact you can't even do them in a group is also very boring because I get everyone wants to kind of be together whilst doing things. It creates more interactions, more RP. It's just a lot more enjoyable. Um, and obviously, we need as many activities as we can get Civ wise as possible. At the end of the day, like Roscoe said earlier, the server has been cops and robbers for quite a while, whether we want to admit it or not. It's the truth. Um, so again, my focus is Civ stuff, and you know, if anyone's got any ideas on activities, and fire ahead, and I'll see what I can do. But that's it from me. I appreciate you all, and yeah, that's about it.
Another minor thing I want to add. A lot of issues we've also had, in the last at least 2.0 is complaints about staff, people not feeling heard when they had complaints about staff, and also people who didn't want to make a ticket to complain about staff because they might be able to see it. Like obviously we remove people from the ticket, so they wouldn't be able to see it if you asked us to remove someone from the ticket, but by then they might have already read that you asked them to asked for them to be removed. But will be adding a Google form to make a complaint about staff, or maybe we can do it in the ticket. But I don't know. I'll have to check.
I will do a
And
Google form. It'll just be
yeah,
access menu. That's it.
yeah, and it will literally just be Mikey and me that have access to it. That's it. So we want to lower the barrier to entry to also talk to us about that, because like after Infinite was in this dire state, people started DMing me a lot about what happened, but like that was too late, and we want to prevent that from happening again, and we want to open more avenues to find this stuff out sooner.
All right. Well, I think that pretty much sums it up. We'll leave the community meeting open, the discussion open. What? How long, Rascal? Like another hour, maybe? 30 minutes, something. Yeah, 18 plus. Yes, yes.
Yes. InfiniteRP was 18 plus with like a few exceptions, but
No, house system is completely being redone. That goes for everything. Like, I mean, we said we're gonna redo it. Cal, do you have any like details you want to put in there?
Well, I mean, not particularly, to be honest with you. I haven't got a vision of exactly how I want to do it, other than it being a lot more easy to manage things within the house, place furniture down. I don't know if any of you have experimented with Code Walker or any 3D modeling application. I'm hoping for something like that. However, we'll see. No, not really. I mean, I still need to get a vision of how I want to do it. Pass it through you guys first, and then, you know, I haven't really got a decision on any of it yet. So, I mean, if anyone has any feedback, again, you can put it in the chat. But other than that, I'm really not sure.
Yeah, but to answer your question, it's being redone.
Yeah, it is.
So we'll have a community event. We're gonna look probably be next Saturday or next Sunday. We'll pick. We'll let you guys know by this week, and then after the event, we will be taking the server down. But that's that. Thank you guys for your time. We appreciate all your continued support, and we look forward to this new chapter.
We appreciate you all. Thank you for listening and obviously being a part of the community.
and we hope to see some feedback when we get all the new logos and new names in place.
Welcome back, Nixie. Long time no see, man. I stop it.
I don't
Shut
think
up,
ERP is
Derek.
going to be returning, James. I don't think so.
No.
What?
I heard it's a new move in
Yeah, James
5M.
asked if there's ERP ever going to allow ERP in the new service. I don't think we're going to.
I heard it's the new
Debatable.
wave.
I heard it's a new wave. I think it's.
Yeah. Think it's a good idea.
Well, I stand corrected.
Ah.
So actually, the new server name is going to be Ego RP. So
Mhm.
just so you know, Cody, like we took it up a notch. We're really trying to get those new people in. Yeah.
E-girl ERP. Hey man, you do you. Why am I gonna kill you,
Oh,
Cody?
obviously, by the
Okay,
way,
fair enough.
guys, there will be a new phone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Someone
we
had
should have
messaged me
mentioned that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone had messaged me.
We should
Yeah,
have
that's a
mentioned
big
that.
thing actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
there is gonna be a new phone.
Yeah, it's kind of the foundation of a lot of the things we're working on. Yeah.
Shit, forgot about
Well,
that. Well shit, here we go
it
again.
do be like that, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
Still only 2 jobs.
Harvey, if you can do every why like I'm not talking about the local jobs, right? Everyone can do all the local jobs, but if you can do every regular job, then like what does your character define? What defines your character from someone else? Like that's the thing. If everyone can do everything, like for example with the mech shops, how it has been in Infinite 2.0, nobody really needed the mech shop because everyone worked in the mech shop. Like that's not something. That's like
Time
it's
for the time as of now, yeah, it's still only 2 jobs per person.
yeah.
As for now, are you gonna make the? Do you have games on your phone? There's games somewhere in the city. You can figure it out.
And on the phone though.
Benny's and PD Repair will be coming back when there's no mechanics around, or clocked on for that matter. So it'll
And
kind of
yes,
urge
it'll
mechanics to
actually
be
work.
around. Yes, correct.
Oh yeah, add Nokia Snake to phones. I like that idea. It's a good idea.
I hear a cat.
Yeah, it's going crazy. You hear it? I have my door
Yeah.
shut. I have my door shut. What's up, Bubba?
Seriously, bro, what are you on about?
I mean, I might be to be fair.
Should be able to the
They're
business
knocking
side of the
brick.
matter.
If you want a vMenu server where you can RDM, there's plenty of other servers out there.
However, we do not endorse doing this.
Yeah, good call. Good shout.
Well, you know.
Something that's not been discussed yet.
I doubt a
Spy.
ban wipe will happen.
So if a ban wipe would happen, that would still that we would still have a list of people we would always have remain banned. Right? Like we're not gonna have a complete ban wipe. We don't know exactly what we're gonna do here yet. If we're going to go for like a ban wipe with like the list of people that we want to have banned, or like not ban wipe at all, and just do it on a ban appeal basis.
Look, the issue is the reason that people were banned is a valid reason, right? If we just decide to open the floodgates, we're gonna be back in the same circle of where we started, unfortunately.
They may have made the server fun for certain people. However, I mean, I know for a fact PD wasn't enjoying it. I mean, I wasn't enjoying it when I was on COP.
The gangs weren't enjoying it.
Yeah, none of the gangs are enjoying it. It pushed a lot of civs away, even though we're lucky to even had them civs, even though there was nothing for them. But
Shout out to Evan.
Evan was bored a lot. The server may have been maxed out, but that's not what we're going for. We're going for DRP.
The server always
Not for
maxed
that.
out until right after that shit happened with the PD, and then like it was always like half pop afterwards. It's like that's not even yeah.
The island will still be there, correct? Yeah, I like the island. I think it's a really good addition.
Jay Brown is one of the best people we had in staff, so I disagree with that, James. We're not gonna go into individual people that have been banned or have not been banned. If you have questions about any of that, just feel free to make a ticket. It's not really the place to do that in the community meeting.
Thanks for the follow. Got it.
What islands? Like, what islands would you want to be bought?
Oh, you have
'Cause
the small
obviously-
islands, I guess, next to like
Okay.
no, around Polido and like around the lighthouse and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, but what would you do on said islands?
Sing I'm an Island Boy.
Have art parties.
Nice, Michael. Nice.
All right, we're gonna leave the community discussion open. Thank you guys again for joining us. We appreciate it, and look forward to everything. Thank you all. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys and girls.
Go ahead and close off. I only record the meeting. Have a good night.